Hey everyone, and welcome back for another SCS software stream. Good to see you all in the chat on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well. Great to see you if you're coming back for a second time. We're of course streaming yesterday, but we're back today for a community convoy. And we love these because it means we get to bring a special guest onto the stream who we're going to introduce here very, very shortly. But first of all, if you're watching for the very first time, hello, my name is Alex. I'm one of your community managers here at SCS Software. And joining us live from the studios in Prague, Peter Parkin.
It's
Back
me.
behind the wheel. There he is.
Hello.
Green on green screen with his Celtic hoodie there. I love it. How you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, not so bad. Looking forward to another good drive with you today. And of course, we have our special guest here sitting next to me here on the top row. We have RualStorge. Good to see you. Great to have you here. For those who don't know you, could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
So I'm RualStorge. I do stream a variety of games on Twitch as well as YouTube and all that good stuff. A lot of focus on stuff like simulation, city builders, settlement builders, roguelites, life sims. So like a huge range of games. But I'm also a software developer of over 15 years experience, former educator, and advocate for people with disabilities and neurodivergent conditions.
That's quite an impressive CV. That's quite, I mean, I've watched some of your videos and I've tuned into some of your streams, and every time I've tuned into them, I've always learned something new because your mind is just amazing. There's a lot going on up there. Great to have you along, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come be with us and do a little bit of trucking in American Truck Simulator. Of course, we're all going to be trucking today, myself included. We got Peter behind the wheel as well. And chat, you're all along for the ride. We're going to be putting Raw into a hot seat here and asking them some questions about their community, about what they do, their backgrounds, and a little bit about trucking as well. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat as well. I can see quite a few people here already supporting you from your community. Good to see some familiar names, such as Ultrasaurus. Good to see you as well. I saw a clip of you, Ultra. I got it sent in my DMs, actually, of all places. And it was of you doing something incredibly impressive. And that was coasting your truck with zero fuel all the way to a gas station. And I'm like, that was impressive. That was very impressive. It wasn't a bad thing. I'm impressed. So I would love to share that on our social media if you're cool with that. That was a cool clip. But yeah, good to have you all here, no matter where you're watching from. Let's have a look at the trucks that we're all driving today. Let's go around the room a little bit. We got a nice little lineup here. We got Peter. What are you driving? You're driving a Western
Star, yes.
Yeah,
and
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love the paint job.
Yeah, it's got a cool paint job. Yeah, I've gone for the Mac here as well. I've decided to go with that kind of a retro colored theme with a more light blue. Yeah, I don't know. Just felt like it was a good choice. And whoa, I mean, I like your paint job a lot, man. You got a nice one there on the International Lone Star, right?
Yeah, no, I got the astronaut side because used to be out the Space Center and everything, so just gotta represent.
Absolutely. I mean, I love space as well. I'm always fascinated by it. So we got a good lineup of trucks here. Now, the only thing that's missing is a job.
Let me take a look at that.
Let's take a look at our job contracts and see where we'll be heading today. Right now, we're in Louisiana. We're in Lake Charles, and let's see if we can't find ourselves some jobs. What's on the board there, Peter? I mean, there's some heavy hauls for sure. I'm not sure if we're cut out for this.
I'm not sure either. So maybe something else. Maybe this one to Dallas could be pretty good. What do you think?
Train to Texas, we could do. We got another one there to Kansas, up to Arkansas there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got a few options.
What? Why not?
Yeah,
why not this one?
That?
Utility terrain vehicles. Sounds good.
Okay.
So
let's do that.
Follow me.
Okay, well, let's follow Peter and we're going to go get our job. But in the meantime, Raul, I'm going to ask you your first question if you're ready for it. If you are, I'm not sure if you had your first coffee of the day or tea or whatever it is that you drink. But if you're ready,
I have
into the hot seat.
Absolutely not, but I'm good to go.
You're good to go. All right, let's do this then. You mentioned that you're a software developer, a teacher, and a gamer, and that you do some coding as well. Which of these came first? It's my question.
Okay, so technically the teaching, because I was teaching computer repair, advanced computer repair, CompTIA A+ certification at the local community college.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
That's impressive. I
Then
mean,
that pivoted into software dev, and then I went back into teaching and software dev at the same time.
gotcha. Okay. Where did that like passion come from? When did you pick up on computers and PCs? Where did it all begin for you?
So I had two brothers. I mean, have two brothers. Not they're still around, but I have two brothers growing up, and I liked playing games. And there was only one television, so I
Yeah.
could fight with my brothers to play Super Nintendo or whatever, or I could get into computers and play on the computer and not have to share.
True.
So
That's a big brain move because like my brother would just give me a controller that wasn't plugged in. So I mean that's what he used to do, right? That's the classic move. Love that. I love that. So what were some of the first games you were playing on the PC then?
oh man, I probably couldn't say the very first because I just don't remember. I played. I think it was called NetHack back when like you were, I think, an @ symbol, and you had to go through a bunch of like, it was all ASCII, and so you'd have like your dog was a lowercase d, and then there's like a dragon was a big case D, and it's very dangerous if you get those two mixed up.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever heard of that one, but that does sound
Me
like actually
neither.
a lot of fun. Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. Kind of going through that. I can't even remember what my first PC game was, actually, to be fair. I have a feeling I once saw a friend playing the likes of like Doom or Quake or something along these lines, and
That's a long
that's
time
what got
ago.
me kind of hooked. That was a while ago, yeah, and from then I was kind of hooked on it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, that's so awesome that you kind of got into computers and kind of learning about gaming kind of early on. And did that just kind of like snowball from there once you kind of picked up that skill? You're like, I love this, and this is what kind of shaped your future, would you say?
Yeah, no, it definitely did. Like I had started college with the intent of going into computer graphics animation. Realized I didn't like other people telling me what to draw. It kind of sucks the fun out of it. So I was like, well, crap, what am I doing now? And I had been doing LAN parties with friends. I'm like, oh, they have me work on all the computer stuff. I could just do that instead.
Going through that, okay.
And just because
LAN
I see the
parties,
question in the chat, I'm on mouse and keyboard.
your mouse and keyboard, okay. Respect. That's not easy, but also very doable. I'm using a controller personally. I'm using the Xbox controller.
I'm using the Hori wheel.
He's got the wheel, so we've got all of the setups here at the moment.
Yeah.
we got everyone doing every little part, which is great to see because there are so many different ways that you can play our truck simulators, of course, and we love having that kind of accessibility, which is of course so important these days. So when it comes to gaming, then I mean, you play such a range of games. What would you say your kind of top games are at the moment when it comes to streaming?
Oh man, especially this last like end of year has been weird with November. The ramp up for like all the releases and all that has just not relented. So like the current big ones, I end up switching games like every week. I've been doing a run in Factorio Space Age, that's wrapping up soon. It's not a super common game on my channel, but it is kind of a favorite.
Factorio. I mean, I don't think I've ever had the mind for that game personally. I mean, every time I've tried to dive into it, I've always had a trouble. I've always never been able to achieve what I want to achieve, and it seems like you can get pretty complex into those games. And I always end up having to watch some YouTube tutorials or stuff like this. But I don't think there's any shame in that because that's kind of how you learn everything, right?
You can
that's where it all
copy.
begins.
You can copy the job.
I can copy the job. Perfect. Let's do that. Let's do it. We'll go on in. So for those who don't know, by the way, in our Convoy mode, you can easily copy jobs by going into your main menu, and on the top left there's a convoy session that you're in, of course, and you can just click on the player's name and click view and take the same job. Makes it super easy if you're looking to do that. And what are we actually hauling? It looks like we've got some pretty cool cargo that we're hauling today. What are these, like little...
I forgot. Utility terrain vehicles.
Those are cool, man.
Looks like those
cool
little
looking.
golf carts, or...
Yeah, but they look like they're like supercharged. They got a lot of power on them.
Yeah.
Like off-road kind of look. That look like fun to drive. I'd take one of those.
Maybe something they would drive in Jurassic Park.
I like that in the chat right now. LuxRay26 saying, Timberborn and Rimworld are my favorite for rule streams. That's cool. Seems like you got some fan favorites there in the chat.
Plenty of both.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever played either of those games, but I've heard they're a lot of fun. I do just have this list of games that I keep meaning to get into, and I've just never ever gotten into them or felt like I've ever had the time to, because I feel like a lot of these more complex games do require a lot more time. Would you say that's pretty true for both of those games?
Oh yeah, no, both those games can be a bit of time sink. Timberborn's not too bad in that one, but Rimworld, yeah, you can sink thousands of hours in that game.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, to be fair, I've sunk quite a few thousand hours into Truck Simulator, so I can't really say that I don't have time when I'm doing this. So let's see.
I feel
All right.
do not wait, Trey. Let me get around here.
Do you need us to move out of the way? Are we in your way for the trailer?
No, it was just I thought it was next to where the other one got picked up. It was a little farther back.
Gotcha. Yeah, they like to put them in different places. Mm-hmm.
By the way, you mentioned that you play roguelikes as well?
Yeah.
So, did you play Enter the Gungeon?
I have not gone to Enter the Gungeon yet. I've heard good things, though.
I've only played in co-op with my friend, and we for like the past 3 years, whenever we meet, and we've not managed to beat it yet. He said that in single player it's much easier, and he completed it like a few times, but in co-op, by the way, I don't think I'm the problem.
That's what they all say, Peter. That's what they all say.
It's just, I think the reason is that the game just doesn't like double the rewards you get. So you get basically the same amount of rewards, but you have to, split it between 2 people.
Gotcha.
Same for like health points and stuff.
Yeah, Truck and Jimmy saying that, yeah, co-op punishes you because you have to share guns and such. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Dang.
Gotcha.
Sounds like a lot of complications that, well, I'm not sure I'd be a big fan of. All right, we've all got our loads now, though. We're all hooked up and ready to go. Now, Ro, how do you feel about leading the convoy? Because we have a bit of a tradition around here where we allow our special guests to lead the convoy ahead. Would you be cool with that?
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Yeah? All right. Sounds good. And then I'll let Peter follow afterwards as well.
Okay.
And we'll hit the road. Let's do it. We're taking these over to...
Little Rock.
Where are we going again? Little Rock.
I think.
That's right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, right. Okay. So next question for you then, as we are hitting the road. When you say you do kind of software development, what does that actually entail? Or when you've done it, even, is that more of a programming side of things, or?
Yeah. So I've been doing software development for over 15 years, like for actually doing like, so you write the code and there's all that. So like it is programming, but there's also like the engineering and design side of things as well. And I've done that from everything from like websites, mobile, server side, big data, whole range of things.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like you always kind of have to keep on top of your game then, right? Because kind of it's always changing, would you say? Is it like, has it progressed in the time that you've been doing it over the 15 years in terms of like the way sites are made or things are created in terms of software dev?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. If people want to get in software dev, there's kind of like two main ways it goes. Either one, you choose something that's not changing, and that's what you're going to do for your entire career, for better or worse. Or two, you have to kind of adapt with, you know, whatever's coming up, which means you're going to always be learning.
And do you find that to be a challenge, especially with the way things are today? You know, with so many different ways you can encode and you know, learn things. I know, obviously, I don't want to bring up the keyword, but you know, obviously, for some, AI is a big worry as well. But do you think that it shouldn't be a worry, or it can be helpful in some ways?
There's a place for AI. I do find, generally speaking, people assume AI is capable of far more than it really is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But part of the trick there is when we say the term AI nowadays, it's more of a marketing term than an actual thing within itself. Like, AI is certainly a technology, but what we use for the term just as an umbrella thing for everything nowadays. So it makes it tricky to talk about, just because, you know, I'm talking about apples and you're talking about oranges, and
yeah, that makes complete sense. That does make complete sense. But I do like when you say, you know, you kind of have a couple of avenues to go down. If someone was going to start fresh, or they're kind of learning software dev right now, kind of what direction would you point them into learning? What's a good way for people to get started? Would you just say YouTube tutorials, or is there some other kind of resources that you would recommend?
Generally speaking, I would recommend finding either, like, depending on what type of learner you are, you can find tutorials online for, like, whatever language, framework, whatever you're looking for. I would generally recommend, it doesn't even really matter which one, choose a general purpose language like Java or C# or whatever. There's tons of them. The only reason I say that is learning software dev like a programming language is almost like learning a language in, like, a spoken language. And sure, you might learn Spanish, and maybe Spanish isn't useful for you, but maybe Portuguese is, and they're very similar languages. So sure, they're different, but there's like a 90-ish% overlap. So you kind of learn one, and it puts you on a good foot for the next one.
And this is why we hear people say, like, oh, I'm fluent in this coding language, or fluent in this kind of programming language, because that's what they know best, right? That's that's what they mean when they say that.
Yeah.
Got it. Understand. See, I'm not really too familiar on all these things, so I'm kind of learning all the time as well. So it's kind of good to learn a little bit about that background, and to you know, kind of get an understanding for what software developers do, because it is interesting. It has kind of something that's always piqued my interest. Peter, I'm not sure if you've ever kind of thought about going down that avenue.
We learned some programming in high school.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember the name of the program, but yeah, I know that we like had a homework of developing like a really simple game. And yeah, I couldn't do it. Most of us couldn't. We had one classmate who helped us develop our small games, but it was really simple. So yeah, but yeah, I can do it.
It's not for everyone, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy at all. But you got to learn that in high school, though, because they just gave us Microsoft Paint, and that was kind of like our lesson in IT. So that sounds like a lot more fun. I think I would have preferred to do coding or something. That would have been kind of.
Don't give me points. The points don't count on community convoys. I need to keep up.
I saw that, Peter. I saw that.
But is the rule, right?
I guess maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what the rules are on that. But
come on.
Well, I wanted to ask. You also mentioned that you do teaching as well. You know, where do you stand with that at the moment? Is that something you do actively, or is that something you did in the past?
Right now, I'm not doing teaching, but I started out teaching very early on, teaching college courses for a good while. And then I went just like fully into the software dev side for a fairly long time. And then after a bit, I started teaching software dev as a way of kind of like, you know, reinvigorate interest in software dev, because I'd kind of burned myself out pretty bad at a job. And So that was not really college level. One of the problems you run into with like learning software dev in college, they'll be like, okay, we teach Java, and you go, but I don't want to know Java. And I go, well, we teach Java. And so
that's what I have in my book, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so you'd be like, the boss goes, hey, well, you need to know C# now. You go, oh, okay. And so we wouldn't do certifications or anything, but the idea was I would teach you how to do, C#. That way you could do that. So I was teaching the skill not for like having a piece of paper, but like so you could actually learn to do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's important to actually have kind of hands-on skill. And for me, that's probably the best way to learn myself as well. And was it quite a difficult experience teaching in kind of like college setting? Do you think it's a lot harder than people make it out to be, or did you find it quite enjoyable?
I really enjoy it. I was a bit lucky because the courses I taught you only took if you specifically wanted them. So I didn't have to deal with like right. So it wasn't like, English lit or whatever where people are, they want to be an engineer and they're just like, oh my god, I have to take this stupid course. So people weren't too uppity about it. I think the one thing people underestimate is they go, oh, you must, this is such an easy job. You only go into work like what, 2 days a week for 2-3 hours at a time? Like, yeah, but I'm putting in like 20 hours outside of that planning. Planning each course.
To prepare for it, to actually present it in a way that's easy for everyone to understand, because everyone's minds are different, right? Like you kind of have to put it in a way that anyone can understand it. So big respect to you for doing that. I mean, teaching ain't easy. I mean, I don't think I could really teach anyone something and feel confident about it. So that's really, really cool that you've got quite a bit on kind of like your CV per se, I guess, your cover letter to say of how much experience you've got. And
yeah, I wonder how you managed to do all that stuff.
Yeah, so you've achieved quite a lot. It's great to see.
Part of that's because early career, there was technically a point in my life, not a long point, but a point in my life. I was a full-time student and technically working 5 jobs. Wow. One of which was a company I ran myself. And one was full-time.
How
did you do that? Full-time student, full-time job,
sleep deprivation?
Gee, how much sleep? I mean, you probably worked way more hours than you had sleep, right? I can only imagine.
Yeah, no, it was completely unsustainable, and I definitely did not see the turn here.
Are we turning here? Oh, oops. Yep.
Yes.
Mind.
Let me join you in this diagonal convoy we've got going on right now, that we're just blocking all three lanes.
Good job.
As you do. 5 jobs is insane though, but that just goes to show, your dedication, your passion, and the things that you wanted to achieve, and you got there in the end by kind of any means possible. And I'm hoping you're not having to work 5 jobs now.
Oh geez, no.
To keep yourself going. But we do love that you're streaming and putting out content creation now, and I'd love to kind of get a little bit more into that. When did streaming begin for you, and what got you started streaming?
So I got into streaming because at the time I was doing software dev, but as part of that I was also doing public speaking at conferences. So I'd do like 5, 6, 7 or so conferences a year. I'd either have a speaking part or a keynote or whatever. And with that, like, you can practice the technical side. Like, I'm going to be talking about unit testing. So here's the, yada yada about unit testing and blah, blah, blah. Like all the technical stuff. You can practice that. But the random questions and random things that happen, like, just people doing that you can't practice in the mirror. You don't, like, it's the stuff you're not expecting. So I wanted to practice kind of the more improv of like reacting to that stuff and being better to think on my feet during that kind of stuff. And so I had the ideas like, well, there's this thing GTRP. I've never done RP before. Maybe I'll give this a shot. This will let me practice that. And I had been doing that and kind of had a group of friends that I had made playing that. And then one day I was going to have one of my friends couldn't be online in the game, but could be online in general, and we've been talking about how different the server felt for us based on where we are and what we're doing. It's like, okay, I can try streaming that so you can see my perspective. And I streamed it, and then I just kept streaming. It just kept going.
That sounds like when Forrest Gump started running.
Yeah, he just kept on
Pretty
running
much.
and running. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah, and then other people started showing up who, weren't people I knew, and then it's like, wait a second, there's a bunch of people here. Is this a thing now?
I have people watching me as an audience. It wasn't just the one guy that wanted to watch along. That's pretty cool. Did you say, sorry, just to hear clearly, was it GTA that you were doing roleplay in? Was that correct?
Yeah.
GTA RP. I mean, I've had a lot of friends do it. I've never tried it myself, but I heard it's a lot of fun if you have the right community and the right groups as well. I'm kind of interested to know, what kind of character were you playing in GTA RP?
So I was a news reporter, which is not what I expected to go into, but I ended up just kind of falling into it. I'm like, yeah, I can do this. So people are like running businesses on the server and all that, but it's so hard in character to find out about stuff. So like we even developed an app for the in-game phone that would point to like a website to look like it was on your phone, where you could look up our news articles and everything. Yeah, no, it's pretty slick.
Was that something you were creating then? Were you like making mods and stuff like that?
So the person who actually implemented it into the phone was one of the people running the server, but I set up the website of it. This car is just riding along my side this whole way. But
that's a AI.
But yeah, so it's just a thing. Like I put it so that like you could format a website that like anyone could piece together and all that.
Gotcha.
And yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Clever, yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to give it a try. I feel like I've missed the bubble now, because I feel like there was this really big bubble, especially during COVID, where a lot of people were doing GTA RP and stuff like this. But I know a lot of communities still exist out there. And of course, whenever GTA 6 drops, I imagine there will be some pretty cool stuff in the future as well, whenever that does happen. So that's pretty cool to know where you started there with streaming. And so from that point onwards, you noticed a community grew, and you kind of had it around kind of GTA RP. But then how did you then continue to extend it to the kind of games that you're playing now?
So that's actually the funny part, is it wasn't around the GTA RP. That stuff did terribly.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Interesting.
It was, the server was only up for like 3-4 days out of the week. And then the other 3-4 days I was playing RimWorld and Project Zomboid. And so what ended happening was I was doing these like sweaty try-hard challenge runs in Project Zomboid. And I had another creator who was a bit better known than me. Trustin raided me one time, and it was just kind of like the right audience, the right time kind of thing, that I had a particularly high number of people stuck around, and it kind of got me known in the Project Zomboid community as this person who does these like sweaty try-hard challenges.
Got it.
And
okay.
Then from there, Build 41 for Project Zomboid dropped. It's multiplayer, which is a huge deal, and I was just like, right place, right time, that just channel exploded.
That's so great. That is so great.
Yeah.
So kind of diving into different communities, and then people discovering you, and then you just continue to grow from there. And today, I mean, you got a pretty good name to yourself. You see, pretty active. You got a lot of stuff going on content wise. While you're here, chat, don't forget, in the chat, Nightbot is spamming Roll's channels, so make sure to give him a follow if you're kind of enjoying what you're hearing right now. And maybe you could give yourself a little bit of a shout out of how often you're streaming, and where the best places to find you are.
So it comes to streaming. So I tend to stream 7 p.m. EST to 4 a.m. EST. So like the overnight US time.
Yep.
Technically, I have Thursdays and Fridays off. I'm real bad about actually doing that. So I do stream most days.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so that's usually what I catch you. And just to circle back to a question that I saw a minute ago, I'm not a game dev. I've done some little tinkering and hobby game dev stuff. Like I actually have something I'm kind of tinkering with now, but never anything serious, never anything that got released so far as game dev goes. It's always been other stuff.
That's cool. He forgets to eat as well. I mean, I think as someone, a lot of gamers forget to eat. I think that's pretty normal for most gamers.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of get so focused into the games or the project you're working on, and you're like, how many hours have gone by? Oh, boy.
That used to happen to me like a few years back, that I forget to eat lunch when I was playing at home. But now it doesn't. Like back then, I could have, played video games and eat lunch at like 3 p.m. Now I'm hungry at like 10 a.m.
Hey, I blame SES for that. I don't know anywhere else where I go into an office and everyone has lunch at 11 a.m. That's a weird thing to me. I don't know why people have lunch so early there. But
I think it's mostly just our team.
Maybe it is just your team. Who knows? Who knows? So as we kind of discussed earlier, you're kind of more into those kind of games that are more strategic and a bit more complex as well. But I kind of wouldn't describe American Truck Simulator as too complex in a way. I mean, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you like, I guess. But how did you discover about American Truck Simulator?
So I was trying to look back at where it picked up, and it looked like I first played, as best I can tell by looking at the achievements I got, pretty early in 2023.
Okay.
And so I was definitely streaming at the time already. So I don't know if it was like a dare drop or something came up that was like, oh, yeah, I'll try this game. I like simulation.
I think it might have been
so
for Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't distinctly remember exactly what the initiating thing was like, oh. And I remember playing a lot after that, because like it's fun to sometimes do like the really sweaty, strategic, involved games, and someday you're like, you know what? I just want to get in the vehicle. I want to brain off. I just want to cruise, finish some jobs.
I guess it is kind of like a good breakaway, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's a good. I'm a little low energy today. I don't want to have to like learn a new game or have to like really get sweaty, try hard about it. I just wanna vibe.
I like that, and that's the great thing I think about truck simulators or other simulator games in general. It is just kind of a game you can just chill out and you can feel relaxed with it and you can enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. For me, I throw on the game, I put on some music, and usually on my second screen I might have something else going on, like a movie or maybe a Discord voice call or something like that. And I know for a lot of streamers, they love it because they can drive semi okay without crashing too much, and also chat with their chat and not have to worry about suddenly something happening where they kind of lose all their progress unless they somehow manage to flip the truck. But yeah, they can kind of just sit back and relax and chill with their chat and kind of enjoy the vibes as well, which is really nice to hear. Actually, I like that. I like that a lot. That it is kind of like a chilled out game for you, and you kind of made a bit of a series out of it. Am I correct in saying that?
Like a series? I mean, I've streamed it a bunch of times.
Yeah. So, because I think I remember seeing like a bunch of your VODs on your YouTube channel as well and stuff like this. So, it's great to see that it's kind of a popular favorite. And do you kind of have a favorite place that you go trucking in, or you just kind of carefree and just take whatever jobs come your way?
I tend to be more carefree. I tend to be the kind of player who I sit there and go, okay, what is the job that pays the best by the mileage? Which is always like the ridiculously long haul jobs. But you could do that in just half an hour and a half. You're just working one job as you're driving from like, Louisiana all the way to Washington or whatever.
That's very true.
How long is the job? It must be like a few real hours, right?
It must be a few real life hours at least, yeah.
2.5, 3 hours, like whatever it ends up being when you take those really, really big ones.
Yep. And it's only going to get bigger as well in the future with some of the releases we got coming out as well, of course. Illinois, going to be on the way. I'm looking forward to hitting up Chicago. I've never been to Chicago in real life, but
yeah, me neither.
Seems pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out. Yeah, Ultrasaurus, Canada, British Columbia, right?
Oh yeah,
Lots
definitely.
Of exciting, lots of exciting stuff on the way for American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. And of course, in American Truck Simulator Road Trip as well, for those who want to try out a different type of driving. Looking forward to kind of bringing some pretty iconic cars into the game as well. I'm not sure if you've heard about that one, Roll, about bringing some vehicles into the game that you can drive. We've already kind of shown off a few, kind of like the Ford car pack and Ram and Dodge and stuff as well. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to get on the road and do some driving with that as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We keep getting red lights here all the time.
Yeah, we're hitting all the red lights, man. We're getting so unlucky. We're like probably quite far behind Roll. We're like, oh dang, he's gone off without us. he's not.
I was nice, like,
at all.
I must have lost him at some point.
Yeah, no, it's just all these red lights. We keep getting stuck in all the traffic back here. So we're gonna catch up with you here though, as best as we can. As best as we can. All right, and
that's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in terms of trucking, like when you drive on the road, do you kind of recognize any areas that maybe you visited before, or have you not been able to travel as much?
I've gone to recognize a few places here and there. Like there's a couple places in California I recognize. There was a place in Oregon I recognize. A lot of the middle of the country I haven't seen too much of. I think there was one or two places in Utah, because there used to be a company I worked for based out of Salt Lake City. But
oh, really?
Utah
Okay.
kind of all looks like Utah. So
Yeah. It's a good way. It's a good way to describe it. I've actually been to Utah in real life. I think I don't remember where I was even staying. I think I was staying in a place called Sandy. It's not too far from Salt Lake City, I guess. But you're right. It kind of just has a Utah look everywhere. It's warm, it's hot,
right.
Everything kind of looks the same. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool to hear.
It's a beautiful state.
It is. It kind of, I gotta say, it inspires you to visit places and explore places.
Yeah.
It is nice. Oh, I think we're slowly catching up to you. We're gonna get there.
But we have another red light here.
We have another. Oh my goodness, yo, we're getting so unlucky with these red lights, man. Oh, that's not good. Peter goes back to the academy after today. If he keeps getting enough points, and maybe, just maybe.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask: Did you try some of the driving academy scenarios?
I haven't tried the driving academies because at this point I played a whole bunch of the game. And so it's like, oh, you're going to teach me how to do the thing? It's like, I think I'm good, actually.
That's fair enough. I think
some of those are pretty challenging.
They are. You're right.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's like actually, it's not just here's how you drive like tutorial. It's like,
well, the first part is.
The first one, yeah. So you have like the truck driving basics, which is like the first kind of like module chapter we came out with. But we've had two more since that are like a bit more complex, takes you into like actual maneuvering and parking scenarios and driving scenarios as well. And then the latest one is our double trailers one, right, Peter? You're very familiar with that one.
Oh, yes. But I have to say, I was expecting the double trailer handling to be more difficult. I think the truck driving proficiency is actually more difficult than the double trailer handling.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially if you want to complete the scenarios and collect all 3 stars, then I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do feel a bit bad because I feel like, you know, with Roll, he plays some very difficult and complex games, and I feel like us calling truck driving difficult could be it could be actually not difficult at all. Maybe difficult in a different way, maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Right. I mean, you get some of those like 2 trailer, 3 trailer things that goes, okay, back that up. And you stare at like, wait, back up a 3 trailer? You want me to what now?
Excuse me. Speaking of difficulty, what would you say, in your personal opinion, is like one of the most difficult games that you've played in terms of either its story or complexity, or what would you say that is?
So like obviously difficulty has like a whole bunch of different slices and flavors. I'd actually
It's true. It's very
say
true.
the game that probably frustrated me the most for just being a completely unreasonable game. This is going to be a really big throwback.
Okay, go for
is
it.
Echo the Dolphin. Echo the Dolphin,
Do you know
a game that the box art looks adorable, and it is designed to crush your hopes and dreams.
You are completely right, because I had that game on the Dreamcast, okay? Because the Dreamcast is one of my first consoles that I ever owned, and I could not for the life figure out how to get past like this certain point. So I would like flip around as a dolphin and do jumps out of the water, and like I would speak to a whale, but that's about it. Like I never got anywhere. And like what always threw me off, if anyone remembers, like the introduction to that game was crazy, because it was like space stuff going on and dolphins and all these crazy things, and you're like, what's going on? How do I get to this? And I just never got anywhere. And it was only till recently that I remembered about this game and how many hours I sunk into it when I was younger, thinking like I could try and do something, but didn't really ever understand the point of the game. So I decided to watch a gameplay walkthrough on YouTube, and why did they make it so hard? What is up with that? That is unreasonable. I think you're completely... It's so funny that you said that.
Is it like an older game, or?
Yeah, it's I think Sega is what it first came out on. Like the original Sega Genesis.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's got this adorable dolphin box art. So like every mom would buy it for their like 10-year-old kid. And then this game, like, you're a dolphin who could like hold their breath for like 30 seconds. And just, it was merciless.
Are you meaning to tell me then you've actually completed the game, Roll? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, absolutely not. I got to, I think it was like one of the last parts of the game. And it's like this half-hour sequence that if you die at any point, you have to start it over. And it was just miserably awful. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. Can't do it. Just don't care
rage
anymore.
quit. We're over it. Do you know what that reminds me of? What was it?
Not enjoying.
What game was it? Was it Lion King on PlayStation that had 0 saves? Like there was no way you could save the game. So like you either completed the whole game there and then, or you just never did. I think if I remember, does anyone in the chat remember that? I think it was Lion King. That was awful. They made that so hard because everyone's like, oh yeah, it's the movie on a game, and wow, it's be fun, it's Lion King. No save points.
Well, I think in the past the games in general were much more difficult.
I do feel like they were. I feel like they were made really challenging. Crash Bandicoot, anybody? I felt that was a pretty challenging game as a kid as well, when I was always getting frustrated at that as well. Screw Lion King. Yeah, that's like, they've definitely played the game. They've definitely played it. But I gotta say, retro game, when it comes to retro games, recently I've been really enjoying getting back into the retro games, kind of deep dive into them and kind of the technology behind it, because they're super interesting how they were made. And one of these videos I watched recently, I don't remember who made it, but they were talking about how when they put a retro game on CD or on the CD-ROM or whatever for PlayStation, for your PC, they had to use the entire CD space, and oftentimes the games would not fill up the entire disc. So they had to put just other random things on the disc hidden. I don't know if you heard about that, Roll, but like someone did a deep dive into some of the most random like things you could find on some of these games, and some of the games contained whole other games inside of them just to fill up the space. Which is just crazy. I mean, it makes sense. It's just
I hadn't heard that one, but I know there was a couple of games that for the purpose of filling up space added stuff. Like I think Castlevania Symphony of Night had like a music track, so you could put the game into a CD player and you had to like skip track 1 because that was the game, but then it had like a track on it, and there's all sorts of weird stuff like that may have been because of that reason.
Yeah, exactly. I think that might have been the same reason. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty fun to learn about that stuff for sure. It is good. And when it comes to games, do you kind of have a ranking role of kind of like what your top games are, like some of your favorites, or is it kind of hard for you to choose that? Would you say?
I have a whole thing where I usually will make the comment as I don't have favorites because the favorites change depending on like the phase of the moon, the wind, the time of day. Like it's all over the place. But some games I've definitely come back to again and again. As RimWorld's a game I've come back to many times. Path of Exile is a game I've come back to many times. But like there's a lot, like Terraria I played bunch of in the past, Stardew Valley, Coral Island's a relatively new one that I find myself playing a whole lot. But really all over the place.
Really all over the place. Okay. I mean, I feel like I'm the same as well. I kind of go through these cycles of like, I love a game, I play it for hours on end, and then suddenly it'll just drop off and I won't pick it up for ages. You know, I get super focused on it and then I just stop playing it after a while and then move on to something else, and then that's my new favorite game. So I completely understand that.
I just remembered when you were talking about those old school games that maybe one of my first games was Cow the Kangaroo, if you know it.
What's it called?
Cow the Kangaroo.
I have not heard of that. Is that a rip-off of Echo the Dolphin? Just
I don't know.
On land, maybe?
I remember that I basically couldn't get out of like the first 2 chapters of the game. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that difficult. I was just a kid. I didn't get to play it since then, so I can judge. But yeah, that was
sounds
pretty
like
cool
one you
game.
have to go back to. Yeah, no, I've not heard of that one. If not myself. But yeah, no. I mean, we love games here, of course.
Either.
Yeah, we do love all of our games. Kind of inspire us, of course, and I think it goes without saying, maybe for a lot of people as well, but I mean, for myself, definitely, gaming kind of inspired me to get into the things that I do today, hobby-wise and also work-wise. You know, if it wasn't for games, then I wouldn't be where I was today, for example. I think that goes for the same for a lot of people. I know, Roll, you were saying about how, you know, games, you know, inspired to play on the PC, and, you know, look at where that's led you now today. And you can learn an incredible amount from games, I think. Kind of inspire you for the future, which is really cool to see, actually. That they can kind of teach you things, especially those educational games. I remember getting quite a few educational games when I was younger, and they always taught me quite a bit as well, which is always a lot of fun.
I don't remember any educational game, actually. No.
I used to get them in like the magazines and stuff. Like my mum used to get me those free CDs that you used to get in the magazine, sort of thing. It was pretty fun. Chat, what's besides truck simulators, of course? I mean, that goes without saying, right? What are your favorite games, chat? Let us know in the chat. We'd love to know what you're playing at the moment.
And while that's going, I'm going to circle back to a question I saw that
please do.
Marty had asked, that what my thoughts were on Road Trip. So I've seen the Road Trip stuff. It looks cool. I haven't had a chance like dig in to kind of get a feel for like, okay, exactly how this is going to play. But I mean, it's just going to be kind of cool just to be able to drive around the map and not it be a giant truck for 2 seconds, so you can actually just kind of cruise and have a good time.
True.
Truck driving's fun, but you know, reasonable.
Cruising is fun as well. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I almost missed my turn here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I imagine Roll was already at the delivery point, right? You like already like parking up, I imagine. I can't imagine you're like...
Well, I figured I was going to wait to park until we get there. That way when things go horribly wrong, we can all see it.
How would you say your parking skills are? Are they pretty good, would you say, or not so good?
They're pretty good. I definitely know the times I've collabed. Collabing certainly makes parking more difficult when you're trying to do it at the same time to the same spot. And neither of you can see anything.
True.
It's a fun challenge.
That does sound challenging.
It's waiting for the reaction from Ultra there, because that's the last time we collabed. That's exactly what happened.
It's always good fun. It's great to see like people collabing with each other and having fun in the community as well, doing some convoys and fun challenges together as well. I think that's what I like a lot about Truck Sim as well. You can meet some pretty cool people through it as well. Kind of meet some other good drivers on the road, and you kind of do lots of things together, which is always fun. Always a good time trucking with you, Raw. That's what Ultra just said in the chat. That's nice to see. We love to see it. Nice to see it. All right, me and Peter are just around the corner now. Hopefully you haven't been waiting too long for us. We somehow managed to hit every red light in American Truck Simulator, I think. It's a new record for us. We're gonna get through there. And let's see how we go. Oh yeah. Not too far away from me now. I can see you on the map. That's good. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, no, it's only like 2-3 minutes ahead.
Yeah, you're not too far
we'll
away.
see. I'm looking at this parking spot, and at first I looked at it, I was like, oh, that looks like no problem. I was like, oh, wait, never mind. I see those trailers. This is going to be...
Did you choose the hardest option?
This is going to be an interesting one. Oh, always.
Oh, wait, see, Peter? You going to go for the hard option?
Yeah. I need to.
Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, let's do it. Let's get on that hard. This is an interesting depot. This is quite open. I like this. Okay. Let's get on to the point.
Yeah, the hard option doesn't look too bad when you look at the picture, and then you see where it actually is. You're like, oh, that looks a little bit worse than I was thinking.
I remember picking up a cargo from this depot or a similar one. Yeah.
All right, let's get ourselves parked up.
Do you have to actually reverse into the spot, or? Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, hang on. No, I see it now. If you're all looking at the same one as me. Oh, Matt, why do they want it there? There's like some really nice open spots like next to it, and they want it right between those trailers. Are you serious? You know, I think I'm going to approach it from the opposite side than you are, Roll. I think there might be a better strat here.
You have it on the other side than me, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like you've been given
a
different spot.
Yeah, I think your idea coming from the other side is a better one. I didn't see this whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of
this is
funny.
Cool chilling here. Yeah, I think coming from this side might be a bit easier. I'll give it a shot first, and let's see how we get on. Oh, this could be tricky though. This is quite a tight. Oh man, I think I've already messed it up. I think I've not even started backing up, and I'm like, I don't think I've given myself enough space whatsoever. And Vita's already in his spot. They gave you an easy spot, man.
Yeah.
You seeing that on the stream? What the heck?
They like me in this depot.
You sure you chose the hard parking?
Yeah, I did. I reversed the trailer.
Okay. Well, I'm backing up my trailer now.
Where can I watch you?
Well, I'm on the opposite side to you. But this is not an easy spot here.
So you need to go between the two trailers.
Yeah, between the yellow and the white one.
You don't have much space there, like in front of you.
Well, not a ton. So this is where having an expert would be good. And I feel like I'm going to hit that yellow trailer, am I? I think I am. This is where getting out of the truck might be useful.
Straight from Driving Academy.
It is. This is like almost one of the scenarios, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it, actually. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't look. Chat, don't look. Roll, don't look. This is not going well. And it's dark. This is not easy. This is not easy. All right, let's keep it moving. I think if I turn just a little bit sharper, a little bit more quickly, then I can adjust. Oh no. Are they sure they want it right here?
Yeah, it wouldn't work otherwise. It needs to be between the two trailers.
Yeah, and that's when you definitely personally upset whoever's in charge of where you park. And they're just getting back at you.
I've never been here before. I've never been here. I think they're confusing.
You hit a trailer.
Do you know what? No,
that's okay, a point.
Guys. I'll paint. What, a point? No.
Yeah, you hit the trailer.
No. It's not a violation, though, is it?
I once got a point for driving over over grass. So
over grass.
yeah,
That's tough, man. That's tough. All right. Well, I'll take the L on that one. That was not good backing up by me.
but
They're gonna
you
accept
made
it there. No, they're not accepting it. They're still white. It's still. Oh dear, man. I feel like I got a whole audience watching me.
Yeah,
Maybe
I do.
it is. There's so many eyes on me right now. I feel like maybe I could have completely approached this in a different way, though. This is a tough one. I need to put it back a bit. When the streamer says, "Chat, don't look, you must look." Yeah, it's kind of like opposite, isn't it? All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. All right, so my advice for you, Roll, for this spot is don't do what I did. So, good luck.
You have the same spot
with me. Just don't do what I did, and you'll be fine. I think you'll be good. I'll get out of your way now. Oh, I was a little bit rusty on that one.
Yeah, well,
I was a little bit rusty.
It's been a little while since I've done some of the harder spots. I did do one trip before stream. Like I did it like last night where I was like, all right, let's find a spot and do a quick practice.
Okay. Well, let's see how you do. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna make fun here because I struggled there. So I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet here.
My problem is I cannot see this at all.
This is right. It's really, it's really like a difficult spot because it's dark. If you're using your interior camera, obviously the visibility is a lot more limited. But
yes, I need to do that a little earlier.
But if it gets too much, then don't worry too much about skipping it. But we'll see how we go. Or you can just do what I did and just ram the trailer and then just put it in there. That's what that was my technique. That was my technique. Practice makes perfect. That's very true. And Ultra says they're totally not judging, but they're also judging. All right. Well, let's get some positive in the chat for Roll. He's been fantastic guest to have on the stream today.
Yeah, someone in the chat has a good point that blindside is harder. Like maybe.
So maybe. Yeah, I mean,
if you are doing from the cabin, maybe it would be good to try to reverse from the other side.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I'm just staring into a chair, being like, I hope I'm pointing in the right place. All I can see is a chair.
Yeah. Your trailers might be a little bit off, so you might be turning a little bit too much. That is a tough spot. I gotta say, that's probably one of the more tougher ones that I've had here in the game in a while, actually. So, yeah, feel free to approach it how you like, man. But like I said, if you can't do it, don't be afraid to skip it as well. It's okay. It's all good. But actually, not too bad. You're not doing too bad then, and especially on keyboard as well. This can't be easy. Struggling on controller.
Oh yeah, on the keyboard. Well. I don't know
keyboard
how
as well. Yeah,
I'm so used to the wheel now that
you're spoiled, is what it is.
Yeah,
you're spoiled. But yeah, from driving the wheel. What did you miss? You missed the whole convoy. We've had such a great chat with Roll. You're gonna have to catch up on our VOD because the VOD will be posted on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SCSsoftware, where quite a few are watching from right now. And of course, we post all of our live streams, replays on the live tab there. You can watch them back anytime you like. So do not fear. You will not miss anything if you go back and watch the VOD. But no, we've had a great chat with Roll, learning about him and his history and the things that he does and his stream and his community. And it's really fantastic. Great to have him as a guest. Unfortunately, we are going to be wrapping up things here very shortly, but we highly recommend go and give Roll some support over on his social channels, of course, Twitch and YouTube. And I believe he's also on Blue Sky as well, doing his thing over there.
I think you are too close to the barrier.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. Is with as long as my truck is, I can't.
You've got a super long
turn
truck. You've got a super long truck. To be fair, you got the longest axle out there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, the white truck. Whoever left that little white truck there that moves the trailers around, that is no good. That is no good. They're the ones that should be in trouble here. I think you're gonna struggle there with the axle. You got such a long axle. Maybe we should have gone for the easier parking job. Maybe that's what we should have done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that real close. You know what? I got an idea.
You got an idea? Okay, bring it on.
So instead of trying to go on the really wide, we're gonna try and tuck this right along the edge, and then just practically go sideways on this thing.
I mean, that was what I was trying to do essentially. So, I think it could work. You know what? Don't worry about the yellow trailer because I've already smashed into that, so my insurance will cover that. So you can smash more into the yellow trailer if you like. It's already done. You know, it's already damaged. Send it high speed, zero regard for the other trailers. It could be a technique as well. It could be a technique. I think I would get to a certain point where I'd be like, yeah, I want to do that as well, actually. So it's looking good though. Looking good.
You need to go a little bit more further before turning.
Yeah. It's also a little hard to gauge the back of this trailer because, like, oh, that's the wrong way.
There's some extra room in it. Extra room.
Doing the wrong thing entirely.
You're good. Hey, don't worry. I can see you're someone who doesn't give up. Oh,
wait.
That's it. Do that. That's it. Go for what I do.
Looks good.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Perfect. There we go. This is exactly the same technique I have.
With how long this thing is, I think this is the only way to do this correctly.
That's how I would do it. Like I mean, that's how I did do it.
I'm practically out of space here. Even just straightening it out, I barely have enough room.
No, you're completely fine. You know what? Whoever designated that parking spot with your truck and trailer, I mean, they were giving you a tough time anyway, so you can deal with the aftermath. But you got it in there now.
Done.
There we go. Nice one. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, there's the claps. Love it. Good stuff. Well, that brings us right to the top of the hour, which is it's been a good drive. It's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but unfortunately our time is running out here, so we kind of need to start wrapping things up here. But Roll, it's been a real pleasure having you on today for the stream. Thank you for again joining us. Well, for us this evening, but for you in the morning. We hope you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, thank you for kind of hosting the convoy and kind of leading us to our destination. And no matter how how hard the parking job was, you still got it done in the end, which is nice to see. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Anytime. And thank you for inviting me along to do all this. It's it's been fantastic and I've had a good time with it. And yeah.
Absolutely. And just to remind the people one more time, where can they find you again? One more time. You'll be streaming. You can be streaming today, or is that not a thing for Thursdays again?
So technically it's off. I will probably be streaming today, but but yeah. So it'll be 7 p.m. EDT, and it's just like where you see the name RualStorge. If you like on Twitch, if you hit the little @ down there, it'll point you right over there. You can hit the follow, do all that stuff. But that'll be over there.
Yes, you can.
I do also stream over on the YouTube side. Most of my audience is Twitch, but I do, stream on the multiple platforms that way you can watch where you want, that whole bit.
Yep. Perfect. Well, there you go, chat. And like I said, Nightbot is also spamming those links in the chat as well. But like Roll mentioned, you can click on both the YouTube and the Twitch links in the title and the description to head over to his channels as well. So make sure to give him some supports and some love. He's been fantastic and we've had a lot of fun as well. But we do have to wrap things up here for this evening. So we're going to quickly snap a photo here of our trucks, because that's something we always like to do, take a photo. And unfortunately, we have to say goodbye for now. So, chat, it's been a real pleasure. If you missed out on anything, make sure to head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/STS Software. You can find the whole VOD there. If you just missed out, if you're just joining us now. But thank you, everyone, for being here. It's been a lot of fun. Peter, as well.
Thank you
for joining us for the convoy.
It's been a pleasure.
And David, as well, behind the scenes, keeping things smooth. We appreciate you. But yeah, we'll be back next week. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and weekends ahead of trucking, and we look forward to more streams with you in the future. But until then, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, keep on trucking, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye for now.
Bye.